don't need a scientific mind to understand reality. You need a free one. The human disease is ignorance, because the system has made them ignorant. They are ensuring that basically, as much as possible, you only see what you already believe. Ignorance is still a choice. They're trying to make it no longer a choice by suppressing alternative information. But still, now, ignorance is choice. If people want to know what is possible and what's going on beyond what they're told, it's there still, for now, in books and on the internet, videos, etc., where they can see it. But what they're doing now with the internet is trying to firewall off people in the same way as the Chinese do, but in a more subtle way. Something Tesla said: you can think deeply and be quite insane, but you need to be sane to think clearly. If you look at a human life, it is a 24/7 almost downloading of a program of perception. Look at it. You come out of the womb and you are immediately influenced in your perceptions of the world by your parents, who've been through the same programming process you're about to go through, and are not passing it on to you through malevolence, but because they think it's real. So immediately you're out the womb and you're already having your perceptions directed and molded by your parents. Then, 3, 4, sometimes 5 years only after you enter this reality, you're sitting at a desk and an authority figure called a teacher is telling you at least 5 times a week, hours and hours a day, what is, what isn't, what's right, what's wrong, what's possible, what's impossible, what's happened, what's not happened. And in terms of control, they're telling you when you have to be there, when you can leave, when you can eat, when you can talk, when you can go to the toilet. You've only just arrived and this is going on. And then all the way through your formative years, right into your teenage years, this download of the state's version of reality is going on. At the same time, your parents, when you're younger, they are confirming that what you're being told at school is true. All the people around you, your peers and your friends and your acquaintances, are going through the same programming system. Every time you turn on the mainstream media, and much of the alternative, let me say, they are telling you the same thing is true. And so on and on and on it goes. And then there's not only the download of the perception, there's also the policing of the perception. If you challenge what you're being told at school, then you are a disruptive influence in the classroom. If you question what I call the postage stamp consensus, what this download is telling us to believe in terms of its narrowness of possibility, then your peers ridicule you or call you crazy because you're challenging this norm. Next stage, you go into the adult world. You go into politics, you go into journalism, you go into medicine, you go into science, you go into the corporate world, you go into education to be a teacher or an academic. And what are you taking in to those institutions? The core programming that you've been downloading since the day you were born. Actually before, in the womb, through the mother as well, perception programming. All the way through your life, you are being bombarded with a sense of normality and a sense of the possible and a sense of reality, which is so powerful in controlling people's perceptions. This is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who are so programmed, they cannot literally think outside. So, as Tesla said, they can think deeply within the program, so they can't think clearly. So this is your why do animals know where an earthquake comes? Why do they know where there's a storm coming before we innocent? Because they haven't been to school. They don't read their own newspaper and watch an HTV. They've not got peer pressure all the time to desensitize them from the wider field and focus on only in a tiny band of it. Because everything is energy, everything is wakeful, everything is baseball. When you start to expand your awareness into great field, you're expanding your awareness into greater understanding, greater insight, greater knowledge. And that's the last thing that
is it in the Transmissions will lose you when I try to push, try to keep us all down. We will never see the truth around. Another promise, another seed, another package like to keep us trapped in real. Green belts wrapped around our minds, and endless red tape to keep the truth confined.
Into the totality of who we really are. We're at this walking road where we can have there will be no body who can speak in and sound. That's what it says. But I do give a damn about people having a right to and a lot of people spewing out hatred and all this other stuff. But you're talking about the need to love each other and the need to put down the fault lines that divide us. Then it's a power in itself which true hatred, which is that trying to silence you, can't cope with. You know, when true hatred come into conflict with true hatred, which is some of these far right operations, then that's a different dynamic, because that's hate fighting hate. But when hate's trying to silence, or hate trying to silence hate, but when hate's trying to silence someone who's
trying to articulate our hatred is how we got into this mess. How allowing the fault lines to divide us is how we got into this mess. And that dynamic is different.